Hey Jen! We have about 1 minute and 13 seconds before the F2P viewers come back. So if you want to say something, something... What would you call it? Not classes, something else. If you would like to be elitist for a moment, you have about 51 seconds to do so. Hey Jen! Yeah, what's the T? Something. Wow, very good. Say. F2P viewers, it's so if you aren't subscribed or you don't have freaking Twitch Turbo, Twitch streamers have to run ads. So I run the ads all at the beginning so that there's like I think it gives me like 60 minutes, a full hour with no ads. So I run them at the beginning to just get them out of the way while the least amount of people are here. So they're almost back. We got like 20 seconds. Going to bed. Good night. Sleep well. What ads? I never see them. Pfft, ads. Watching ads on twitch.tv? Oh, not me. I would never be caught dead wanting Twitch on watching ads on Twitch. No way that happened. What happened? Welcome back, F2P viewers. We've got 56 minutes of freedom from ads. Woo! Hope you all are doing well. Oh, I didn't. Oh. Okay, I moved some of my clothes onto the bed because I was cleaning. Look. Someone doesn't care. And now I have to leave now I have to leave all the clothes there. She looks like comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. And flashbang. I don't know why my camera does that. The tongue, I know. It's so cute when they like accidentally leave their tongue out. How to tell the difference between Ashy and Pipa? Well, when you see them in person, Pipa is way, way smaller. She's just in general, she's very, very small. But otherwise, she has like a bit more of an angular face, but truthfully, they do look pretty similar. Something ain't right. Oh. Elaborate. Is it, you know what ain't right? That you don't have a sub. I can wait till we fix that. Wait, no. Hope you guys are doing well today. We're gamer mode. We're playing everything. We're actually playing every game today. That's the agenda. I actually, 3 games is almost not enough because there's like a bunch of WoWA events that are expiring in 2 days and I want to pull for the upcoming character. So actually, I forgot. We're going to do something before Emily's story quest. But first game we're going to play is Duolingo because I keep losing my streak. And one of my, I don't know if I'd say wise, but one of my friends said that I should do my Duolingo on stream so that I and more motivated to stay up to it. It was Jake, but I've got to do my Duolingo, and then we're gonna watch the new Wawa character teaser trailer, whatever, the new video they posted, and then we'll get to Emily's Story Quest, finish that, then Rebirth, then Until Then. So it's gonna be a bit of a marathon today. You know, I really hate learning katakana, if I can be real with you for a second.
鹿、 土、かゆ、
Caillou. It's the katakana that really, like, I just low-key hate doing it, so it slowed down my progress so much. I don't want to learn. I don't want to rate it, you know?
裏、
Ritsu?
律、
Yeah. Yura?
ゆら、
Shichi?
父、
Tsura.
ゆり、
Yuri.
い、
No.
Yu-
Yuri. Katsura.
かつら、ゆりか、
Yurika.
ゆりか、
Eureka! Yeah, like I want to speak it. Truthfully, I don't really care that much about. Truthfully, I don't really care that much about reading it. Tsukimi. I know I could listen to these first, but I'd rather try with these first. Tsukau? Tsuka.
使う、
Yeah. Daira.
月見、
Tsukari.
つかり、
Sarasa.
ライラ、
Aya!
サラサ、
I saw the repetition. I was like, it's that
コア
one.
ラ、
Huh?
コアラ、
Ko.
こ、
A.
え、
A.
ち、
No.
あ、
Koara.
ら、
La. I didn't know katakana for real. I can't hear it. I still don't really understand the difference between katakana and the other one. The other written language? Hiragana, yeah. Hiragana, yeah. Sayuri. Sayu.
さゆり、
Yeah.
リンス、
Rins.
リン
Rins.
ス、
Katsura.
かつら、
Tsukimi. Tsukimi. Yurika.
ゆりか、
Raira.
ライラ、
Kaora. This is actually good. You know what? This is good because I'm much more accountable. I'm trying to actually
Sweet.
learn instead of just getting through the lesson. Katakana is for words that are not Japanese. Oh, okay.
ツイン、つ、
E.
い、 し、ん、
Tween. Where have you been? Yurika.
コイン、
Coin. Shikari. She is this one. Katsura. Katsura. Sayuri. Tatsuri. Sayuri. Okayu. Yeah.
ライス、
Rice. La is. These I don't know. Rice.
ライス、
Freak. I'm so close to a perfect lesson. Raisa. Kanji are boss level, right? Yeah, I don't even want to talk about kanji.
Rice.
I can do it. I can do it. No, I'm definitely going to get this one wrong. E is this one. I know that. I think. La. S.
Rice.
I might be cooked. Rice. No. Jonathan. Oh, it's close. Ding dong. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, guys.
Rice.
Oh wait, I didn't pay attention to what it was. Rice. Ah.
Rice.
Rice. Now I'm really not cooking. Rice. Yay! I didn't get an A. I'm getting a Minecraft. Okay, this is good. I will actually do my Duolingo every day. I hope you had a great stream. I'm warming up. Maybe we should do learning on every stream. Gee. What'd you do today? Have you finished the Summer Island? Dink dunk. Genshin Test to Impress? It's so fun! Should I do my Wordle? Get the brain juices pumping before we get into the rest. Ding ding. What are you learning? I'm learning Japanese. Oh my gosh, did I just ban Jonathan? Oh my gosh, I meant to click out and I banned him. John, come back to us. I'm so sorry. Don't ask why I start with this word every time. I just do. Great. Great. I'm sorry. Come back, Jonathan. Okay, not a great start. Oh my gosh, not a great start. Oh gosh. Okay. So the I's in the right place. But the K's in the wrong place. So maybe skibidi? Skibi. Ski. Daisuki. Skibidi. Skirk. Is it possible for the K to be here? I don't think so. It could be no, that's not right at all. It's gotta be skib, skib. Ziox does CP? Wait, what is it? Skibby. Okay, so the only vowel is I. And it's also not Y. So it's probably only it has to be either something I Iki? Wiki? Swiki? Not backseating Wordle. Not you guys backseating Wordle. Do you understand the premise of the game? The backseating Wordle? That's gotta be... That's next level. See, what's the point of saying skill? Look, the L is already blocked out. It can't be skill. Enough! Till you learn to control yourselves. Okay. Skiff? Is that a word? Skiff? Oh my gosh! Yeah. I don't know what it means, actually. Skiff? Sorry for screaming. I mean to scream like that. What the heck is skiff? See, this is such an educational start of stream. A shallow, flat-bottomed open boat with a sharp bow and square stern. Amazing. Okay, we're cooking. That sounds like some alpha, beta, omega stuff. Jam, what do you mean? What does Jam mean by this? That's so obscure, I don't approve. Star skiff. That's how I knew it. Wait, is that right? Star skiff? Yeah, Star Skiff Haven. That's how this word came to mind. See, and they say gotcha games don't teach you anything. Dude. Okay, so next thing on the agenda is we're gonna watch the new Wuthering Waves character trailer because she's cute. And I haven't said her name because truthfully I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
She says LUMS dish. I think my until then fan art for you is done. Should I post?
Yeah. I would love to see it. You did Until Then fan art? But I haven't even finished the game. That would be amazing. Archie's like carrying my fan art tag right now. Just doing. I've commissioned Archie before, but maybe if so I'm uploading the VODs for Until Then. Hey. I'm uploading the VODs for Until Then onto my VOD channel, obviously. But I'm considering, it's going to depend on like how I feel about it once it's all said and done. But I might do more with it. I might maybe make a video about it on my main channel. We'll see. If I do, Archie, we could talk about some art commissions. Okay. Zhezhi. Also, great song choice, whoever cued this. Thank you. But I have to abruptly and awkwardly stop it so we can watch the new trailer. And I will be polling. We will be polling. Zhezhi. It's so animated.
Can I help you, sir?
I love her.
What I'm about to say might upset you.
Please don't worry. I'm a professional. Whatever my client wants, he'll get.
I've had another brilliant idea. So, the painting needs further adjustments.
It's almost been a year, Ham.
Right now? Are the details written down?
No!
Is he adjusting his commission?
And you'd like it by...
Today, same as before.
Oh my gosh.
But I told you I need a week's notice.
Come again?
Oh no.
You mean?
It'd be best if you could.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up for yourself.
What was your new idea?
It's simple. This is a painting of my childhood village. It needs to look bursting with life.
Like this?
The scenery's fine. The people need more life.
Like that?
No. More drama. More energy.
This is so animated.
Oh.
No. The revelries of life. Have you not experienced any? Chickens clucking, children playing. You get it?
This is so
Yes, sir.
Pixar.
Those were the days. The kitchen smoke rising from every home. Neighbors gossiping over laundry lines. Parents yelling at misbehaving children. Everything in disarray, yet heartwarming nonetheless. You still with me?
Oh, I'm listening.
I love her,
In
dude.
fact, I know exactly what you're looking for. Now, just leave the rest to me. Huh?
Go, artist, go!
It's just as I remembered. There, that should be a pond. And a house over there. No, wait, too big, smaller. And a tree to the left. Oh, wait, it needs to be lower. Yes, yes, yes. People, more people. The streets wider, the view more.
I bet he's paying like $50 for this.
And a forest of pure tranquility.
Rest assured. Your painting
She has a
is
prom! Sorry.
Infra. Brings it to life.
I'm smiling so hard. I'll explain.
It's the painting.
Wow.
Capture the spark.
Her gameplay looks amazing.
A painting isn't just shapes and colors. It's more about how it makes you feel. With these final touches, what do you think of the painting now?
You better
I think
pay the big bucks right now.
the first draft was better. You can't make it happen? Then I'll find someone else.
Wait. I'll do it again.
No! No, not the overworked artist. Jojo, no! This is devastating. This is devastating for her. Okay, let me explain why I'm so excited. Simply put, this is the there have been characters that I've liked from Wuthering Waves. Zhezhi is the first character that I'm like genuinely very excited about. Like, she's captured my heart. And it may just be because I don't know what it is exactly. I mean, I admire artists so much. Like, I tried to teach myself art. I did that for a year. And her glasses also. Like, I had glasses just like these not that long ago. So I think it's probably just selfish. I just saw her. I just saw myself in her. And her design is beautiful. I love the colors. Maybe it's just ego. Maybe that's the reason I like her. Because I admire her. But yeah, as soon as I saw her drip art, I was like, I will have her. Man, her gameplay is so colorful, dude. So I'm excited for her specifically, but I'm also just excited in general to be super amped about a character because it's going to get me locked into Wuthering Waves again. You know what I mean? Himirans, thank you. Himarins. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Yeah. I admire her. Although she needs to get her payments before she needs to get at least half payment before you start doing your artwork, ma'am. Unfortunately. This is true. Oh gosh, don't even get me started. This is true in art industry. It's true in like almost any sort of, it happens with creators all the time. Where like companies will swoop in last minute. And it's always the companies that are paying the lowest amount that have the biggest stack of demands and the shortest turnaround time. I don't know what it is. Companies with big budgets, they're like, yeah, you do your thing. Yeah, go. Just follow your heart. But then the companies that have the biggest demands are like, here's $2 for you. and a mug for your efforts. Yes, I like her very much, and we will be pulling for her in 2 days when she comes out, and I need to also lock in and farm some stuff. When I first started doing art commissions on my second commission, I was stolen. It was stolen because of not charging before I gave them the art. Definitely learning experience. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. Or like someone will take, I've seen it happen a lot with VTubers, like up and coming VTubers. They'll commission someone and then they like won't like it and they won't pay for it. But then they'll still take the concept art to like a rigger and they'll just profit off of them, which is just sucky. Very stupid. Okay, speaking of artists, let's check out brand new fan art dropped in Dish Fan Art hashtag on Twitter from Archie. Until then, the butterfly. I love it. I love it. I always love your color choices. I'm gonna bookmark this and give myself more time to think of how I want to talk about Until Then, because I haven't actually talked about Until Then on Twitter yet, but I will. And I will use this to talk about it. This was also so good. Did you see this? Just to Impress. This is like so... It reminds me of... You guys know My Scene? Y'all know... What y'all know about My Scene, dude? Okay. Great. Amazing. We are warmed up. I'm warmed up. It was helpful, actually, to get my brain before we start. Let's finish Emily's story quest. Core memories unlocked. You watched the movies? You know what? I actually don't remember the movies. I just remember the games. I remember My Scene web games. Hey, where's the game music? Hello? Oh. Expert, thank you for the 33 months. I don't know why you're getting Donowald. Hey. Oh. 2 days left of my Welkin, and then it's all Jova. I will use my unlimited Frokens to play your message.
Dish says, wow, months pass by so fast, can't believe it is already August.
Perfect.
Still, it is always great to see your streams and stay comfy while watching.
Thank
Can't
you.
wait for more garden vids and silly games.
Thank you.
Sending all the good vibes.
Oh, this is new.
Yeehaw dish donk him dish tap him dish love.
I'm going to work on garden video. It's a little conceited. Okay, I didn't read it before. Listen, I didn't read it before I started. Before I just copy pasted. Not my words. Let me make sure that your praise of my content and stream is heard by every ear. Okay, so last thing that happened, if you're just jumping back into the Emily quest, which is all of us, I guess. We're setting up a trap for the brother of the third or the fourth partner in the whole perfume scheme. The one that presumably is responsible for... Was it the death of... What's his name? The guy that starts with an S? And suddenly I forgot everybody's names. This happens every time I like switch from game to game. Sylvain. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Sylvain and the master, the main whatever. Oh gosh, it's starting. Sorry. Edgar.
Emily, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the night watch.
So yeah, they're setting up a trap to catch the culprit and get to the bottom of the perfume situation.
Thank you, Collei. But first,
Oh yeah,
here,
Lucian.
I prepared
is
a
the
kind
one
of
who
herbal
died it.
tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm okay.
I'm interested to hear Collei's thoughts about all this stuff.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kiria's revenge.
Kiria.
If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh, Hey, Emily, Collei. Oh, are we interrupting something? No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway.
Oh.
I've just been thinking. If Kiria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucian last night?
Oh.
There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think? When I accompanied
True.
Sylvain to his room after Lucian died and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized maybe Kiria did that on purpose.
Oh.
Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
That is probably right.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucian?
Maybe not a warning, just a end your next type of thing.
Based on what we've heard about Kiria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred? I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
So compassionate.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucian really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions?
Oh my gosh. I swear I had a conversation just like this.
Answering those questions requires
very
a lot of time
slowly.
and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered. and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kiria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss.
Interesting. I would say I almost agree with Emily. Like, I would say I, like 80% agree with that. Because, yes, like suffering and hardship bring out in anyone. Like, you when you face a situation that you've never faced before, it's almost impossible not to let your emotions like overtake you, I guess. It's cool. It's interesting and I think really powerful to see Collei's compassion and like empathy toward Kiria be, I guess, guided by Emily's like wisdom, because it's not how do I say this? It's not bad. It's a good thing to have compassion on people, even if they've done horrible things. But it's like a matter of still maintaining I guess it's just a matter of like redirecting and like understanding that compassion with wisdom, and not just like I feel bad for them, therefore their actions are justified, right? But it's cool because Collei has experienced so much, and she certainly could be filled with hatred at this point in her life. Because of how much she suffered. Yeah. I keep thinking of Collei in the webtoon being filled with hatred. Yeah, I mean, Collei is so young. I think it's hard because characters don't like necessarily age in this game, but she's around like 13, somewhere in between like 13 and 14, maybe 15 at most. And it's cool that she's able to see, like, to have such empathy towards someone and like put herself in their shoes. Right. Collei has every right to be filled with hatred, but doesn't take the path. Right. Right. She has maybe not every right, but has every reason. Because, you know, if you take a hatred and anger and you it's a cycle. Like it creates just a cycle of retaliation. And it takes so much strength to let go and not be consumed by, I guess, an emotional reaction to something so horrible that's happened to her. So her perspective on Kiria's experience and life and choices is very interesting. And then Emily's wisdom, having experienced so much. Like, I would understand if she was, and if she was and empathize, it's so draining to take hurt that has been inflicted on you and turn it on others. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I guess I'm glad. It's cool to see Collei being guided by Emilie's wisdom. I think Collei was protected from everything. She did not. The thought of blaming someone or hating someone, she was too young to comprehend this. I don't think so. I mean, she suffered so much experimentation from the Fatui. So, I mean, at this point, she certainly could turn around with that kind of anger. Yeah, and Collei has an amazing support system too. She has a lot of people in her life that are like caring for her. Collei's actions aren't laced with hatred, but only persevere with motivation. With the motivation hatred can provide. Yeah, I mean, and her path, like her life, helped her have a different perspective on Kyria than like almost anybody else in the quest. Yeah, this is cool. I really appreciate this conversation that they're having. So yeah, I guess to circle back to my original sentiment. Suffering loss makes you irrational, and it's important to like recognize that when you find yourself in that kind of situation, and it's also important in finding compassion for people who do act irrationally when they have suffered loss. But also not allow that to like cause you to try to justify someone's actions, I guess. Are we an Emilie puller? I tried, but I didn't get her. Maybe I will. This quest is making me want Shizna even sooner, but we have to wait another year. Yeah, you need support from others while suffering from loss. Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks that they know how much they can handle. Like, you think you're a strong person until you reach a challenge that you didn't anticipate. That's like pushing you past your own limits. Or like what you thought your limits were. Because loss is not like it doesn't run on a schedule. Like it strikes most people by surprise. Any kind of loss. My aunt always told me it's okay not to be strong all the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, Carmi. I'm good. Okay, I timed you out, Gamer Pro, because you were chatting inappropriately for the situation. I'm going to unban you. I'm going to untime you out. Now, let's be mindful. Let's be demure. I think it's kind of on the same as trying to forgive a person. You need time, and sometimes it's hard to forgive and to think rationally. Yeah. Like, It's also kind of embarrassing when when something has happened and you know that you've acted irrationally and you look back on your choices and like you feel remorse over it. It can be kind of embarrassing and difficult to like go back to the people that you hurt, if you hurt anybody in that time of acting irrationally. And sometimes it's tempting to like double down on your choices. So I think on the receiving end, like if you can be, while not letting someone, I guess, walk all over you in that time, like if you are able to, I guess, proactively or maybe preemptively forgive that person, or at very least have compassion on them for like an understanding that they were in a time where it was hard to be rational. That can make those types of situations a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, hatred and anger, it's like a poison. And it just keeps getting spit back and forth. And like, it just fuels itself. It has to be someone in the equation that just, I guess, swallows it and like processes it and lets it go. It takes a great amount of courage and maturity to be accountable and accept the mistakes you made, but it's always worth it for your growth. Yes. Yes. And sometimes it takes time, which is like, I guess in smaller situations, it's always good to practice. Like, if you're in a sort of like a conflict with somebody or something like that, and you have like an anger toward the person, I always, how do I say this? I have never once regretted taking more time to say something. Like if I'm angered by something and I need to say something to someone, I've always been glad for times that I have given myself like 24 hours to sleep on it, to think about it, to let my emotions come down. And also for the other person's to give the other person time to process whatever it was. It's so important to be kind and not behave in ways you regret and disagree with later on. Yeah, I mean, most conflicts are messy. But yeah, that's probably like, if I could give one piece of advice about any like cycle of like hurt and hatred or anger, time to get your emotions under control, time to think, time to let things unpack in your brain, and time for other people to act too. Time to like listen, you know? I always feel bad for taking time for myself when I'm angry with someone because I retrace everything nice they've ever done to me so I can forget about their anger. That's so real. That's so real. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because I think back on like people that I used to be close with and maybe hit some sort of breaking point with. You know, if I look back on the history of our relationship, most of my experiences with that person are good. And like most interactions with that person were good. So it's very hard to like also be rational in that sense, like not to be controlled by anger, but also not to be controlled by being I don't know exactly what word to use, because it's not like overly empathetic, but like empathetic and compassionate and understanding to the point that you just like let the person hurt you and like mistreat you. Yeah, rose-colored glasses. Yeah. Because I think you can be understanding and like still think fondly of past times that you've had with someone without, and like you can still forgive someone without trying to rationalize their actions and like justify them. You know? It's maybe a hot take and some of y'all could disagree, but you can never forget if you don't allow yourself to forgive. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Because if you don't forgive every time you... there's few things that you actually can truly forget anyways. But when you do, when it does come back to mind, you'll still be angry about it. You're willing to sacrifice a part of your values and needs in order to preserve what you have with someone. Yeah. It's so much harder to remember someone for the good they contribute to your life than remember them for how they hurt you, like missing someone who hurt you. Yeah. I mean, I do. I'm thinking of a friend I had a long time ago, when I was in college, who I basically reached a point of realizing that she was very fair weather and just didn't really seem to want to be friends with me as much as I wanted to be friends with her. And it was fine. It hurt. It definitely hurt. But eventually I was just like, okay, that's all right. I'm going to stop putting in so much effort for this person. And I'll just let it be what it is. But then there came a point where, through totally separate circumstances, I started to get close to someone who she had kind of had a falling out with. And then the first person I was talking about, then she started to reach out to me and act like nothing had happened, even though we'd had multiple months of no contact, really, because I stopped contacting her. And then went to the point of actually blaming me for, I guess, not including her with this new friend that I had made, who I actually didn't know at that point that they two had a falling out. So it was just a very surreal situation. And I still have so many fond memories of this person, but I got to a point where I realized I never put a line in the sand between her and I, because I still cared about her. But the friendship she had with me was really unhealthy and unbalanced. So I just kind of withdrew. And yeah. That was a long time ago. I still get updates about her from time to time. And I'm sure she knows that I still wish her well, but it was messy and sad. Adult friendships are very hard sometimes. It's also just hard when you can't get on the same page with somebody. Lifing. Yeah, that's lifing. Sometimes being honest hurts, but honesty always wins no matter what. Yeah. Bro, I did my Duolingo today on stream. I was actually much more focused. I care so much for everyone who was once in my life, regardless of how it ended. Yeah. Yeah. There's still lots of people that I wish well for. Well, a few people that I used to be close with and aren't anymore. There's still a lot of love. I don't know if it necessarily goes both ways, but I guess there's no one I really hold on to anger toward. Yeah, it's tough. Adult friendships are kind of weird. Only regret I have for younger me is willingness to conform and be in bad situations for the sake of keeping friendships afloat. Story of my life, dude. Story of my life. I did that all growing up because I had so much trouble keeping friends that I just conformed to whoever was around me, and it took so much reflection and growing up to stop doing that. Yeah, I just didn't want to be alone. It's a good thing in friendships to be able to accept that you're never going to be completely on the same page about everything, as long as it doesn't create messes and unnecessary arguments. It's fine to disagree with each other. Totally. As long as there's like respect and understanding. Like with the girl I was talking about, it was interesting. There was a lot of like tension between not me and her, because I just kind of moved on when she started to like connect with me again. I was like, okay, that's fine. I still really love her and care about her, and regardless of how she sees me, it just is what it is. And I definitely don't want to I didn't know that her and my other friend who I had connected with outside of her had tension. And I didn't know that her and another friend who I had become friends with had tension. I had no clue. So there was like so many moving parts and so many reasons that like I still cared for her and I still put effort into our friendship. But it just, there was too much tension, and she was so like all or nothing.
So much to blend in with others that I still kinda struggle trying to be my true self.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. I could tell. I would never, but like if I ever tried to tell the whole story of this person, it would take me, let's see, there's probably a lot of details that I just haven't thought about in a long time, so I would have forgotten. I would need to like recall. It would probably take me like a full 8 hours to explain the whole thing. It was such a mess. But there was this like, there just reached a point where I realized I can't please her. She is going to be upset with me no matter what I do. And she's not willing to have like an acquaintanceship with me. It has to be all or nothing. Like I did eventually have to kind of put a boundary. Like she gave me something for Christmas, and then she kind of made a note. She gave me a letter, and she kind of made a note about like the state of our friendship. And I was like, okay. I talked to like older adults in my life. I was like, okay, so she still doesn't take responsibility for something that was totally fine. Like she distanced herself from me for whatever reason. Maybe she just like had different friends that she wanted to spend time with. That's fine. Like somehow sees all that as my fault, despite how much effort I put in. But like me withdrawing that somehow is my fault. And is now putting it on me to like fix all these other surrounding friendships. And I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this. So I eventually I wrote her a long letter and I gave it to her, and we never really spoke again after this. I just told her like, I looking at the places we're at in our life, like I can't. I really like, I still care about you, and I am more than happy to like be friendly with you, because we run in the same circles. Like we're gonna see each other, and like we're gonna be in groups. Like I want us to be friendly and like happy when we're together. But like we're just not in a place where we can be close like we used to. Maybe if we had maintained that friendship, like if she had put in the effort that I did during like that, it was like a 4 or 5 month period. Maybe like I think we could have gotten to that point. But by that point, it was just too late. And I still don't know to this day if she ever understood. But I've made my peace with it. Sorry, I'm like full on. I don't want to say trauma dumping. I'm just Because it's not really traumatic. It was just an interesting experience. Sad. I still have dreams about it. I guess unhealthy relationship with an ex-friend since childhood. When I expressed differing opinions from them, when most of my friend group, they always treated me so poorly. It's always scary to discuss matters for the outcome. I ended up talking about one thing of my many issues and felt with them before, but it didn't change anything. I'm much happier with my life more than I cut them off. Yeah. Yeah. Friendships are like the greatest joy and can be some of like the greatest pain in your life. Are you monologuing? I guess so. Technically. You know, I actually had an idea for a monologue. Like my OG TikTok inner monologues. I started writing it yesterday. Last night. Actually, I guess it was today. Before bed. I was like, it dawned on me. I was like, yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's just hard sometimes. And like content creator friendships are like 10 times harder because of the mixing of business and friendship. There's a lot more, I don't want to say at stake. It's more just like there's way too many facets. What's a tacit? That's Wuthering Waves. Way too many facets that get things messy. Oh, you're banned in Toronto's chat too? Oh. Maybe we keep it consistent then. You've already been kind of a menace. One of my favorite quotes from Tove Jansson, if one admires someone too much, you end up losing your freedom. That's very true. That's so true. And I did admire her. She was older than me. She was more accomplished. She was only like 2 years older than me, I think, at the time. Well, I guess still. But I did admire her a lot. It's also such a weird experience. It's like holding someone in high regard and then realizing that they're like not exactly who you thought they were. That's gotta be like top 10 worst feelings ever. Is it because your life is part of your job? That's definitely part of it. Yeah. Well, for content creators, yeah, that's definitely part of it. Personal life and business life are like always intertwined. There's a good book that you guys should read if you're interested more in like miscommunications and stuff. It's called That's Not What I Meant by Deborah Tannen. It's a banger. Oh, hey, it was a PDF. Hey, it's on the Internet Archive. Slay. So good. Oh my gosh, so good. It's about how conversation style makes or breaks relationships. And like conversation style isn't the end all be all of it, but man, does it make it. It's good. It's such a good I guess like a guidebook for just a baseline understanding of like how miscommunications happen. It's an old book, so some things might be like outdated, but 1986? That made me actually reflect on, and not usually one for books that are more reflective like that. Yeah, I don't really, I don't read a lot of like, what would you call this? This is not a self-help book. It's a linguistics book. It's a linguistics book, but it certainly helped me. I'll say that. It helped me you know what? That book actually helped me get closure on a few things without actually having to talk to the person. I was like, oh, that's why you said that. And that's why I reacted to it that way. And that's why you reacted that way to what I said. Oh. Yeah. If you're a young adult, I would recommend it. If you don't heal your scars, you'll bleed on people who didn't hurt you. That's also why it's like so valuable to just practice taking time before you respond to something. If you know that you're reacting emotionally, or if your mind is clouded, like, it's so important. Like, you have to practice everything, like who you want to be in the big moments. You have to practice those things in the small moments, especially the things that are hard for you. Like, if you know that you're scared of what people think of you, and you're scared of if you're scared of people, you have to practice like strength and integrity in the small moments, or you will crumble in the big ones. Who you want to be in the big moments, you have to practice in the small moments. Yeah. It's also that concept is based on a verse. Not what is it? Not what you reap. Be faithful in little. Whoever is faithful with very little can also be trusted with much. Whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. That's Luke 16:10. Yeah, but it's the little moments who define who you are, because then it won't be as hard in the big moments if you're in the practice of XYZ. I'm not really scared of what people think, but of how some people warp your image for the worse. Don't even get me started. It's hard to find or differ these small moments. Hard to find them? I guess I haven't had that experience. I feel like every big difficult decision I've ever had to make, I can see like a string backwards of all the small decisions that led me to making the big one. But the Bible always got some banger quotes. It does. It really does. If you've never read Ecclesiastes, there's some wisdom bangers in Ecclesiastes. The Bible's also very funny. It is. I saw a thread that was like, it was like ridiculous moments, like funny moments in the Bible, and I was actually cackling. Okay. Anything else? Any closing thoughts? Yeah, the tree that no longer bears fruit. What was that? It was like something like Jesus went to the fig tree and the tree had no fruit. So then he cursed the tree and said that the tree would never bear fruit again. Something like that. I need to get context on that because it's so funny. Even if you aren't, you honestly don't. You don't even have to be a person of faith to enjoy beef with a tree to benefit. Anyway, any other closing thoughts before we move on? This conversation kind of devolved, then it whether died. Oh man, this is nice to talk about this. I didn't expect this to get to this point, but anyway, this is why I like. I mean, I've said this like 1,000 times before, but this is why I love story games, and it's why I've loved Genshin for so long. Is there's always a lesson in these quests most of the time. To have healthy relationships with people, I have to have a healthy relationship with myself first. Yeah, I mean, you have to figure out who you are and like determine who you are in order to, like, if you don't know who you are, you'll just bend to whoever. whoever you're trying to impress or appease. And you'll be no one. And not in the cool way, like Arya in Game of Thrones. He said something on the stream that gave me closure on something else I was thinking about. I'm glad to hear that. Whatever it was, I was just yapping. I was just talking about my own experiences. I love Game of Thrones. I hate Game of Thrones. But that's a conversation for another time. Yeah. Okay. Shall we proceed? That was like 30 minutes. I swear, we're gonna get to Rebirth. We're gonna get to. Until then. Have you watched House of the Dragon? Yeah, but I haven't watched the last 2 episodes. I think because I'm like, if I finish it, it's gonna be... I always do this. It's because we're not gonna get another episode for 2 years. So I'm like waiting to watch the last 2 episodes. Even though I keep getting spoilers. This conversation made me want Emilie, and it isn't even about Emilie anymore. I've loved you into wanting her because she's been on the screen this whole time. Video essay on Game of Thrones. No, I haven't finished Song of Ice and Fire yet, and I can't do that. And I also don't want to because that mother hacker needs to finish his books. Write Winds of Winter, bro. Just write it. Whoa, language. Me for I have to put off finishing the short books when I know the end. Yeah. I do actually want to read the book that, what is it? Fire and Blood? I want to read it because apparently House of the Dragon like emphasized relationships that are very different than the ones that were referenced that were like emphasized in the book. So maybe I'll read that. You have the perfume lady. Finish Winds of Winter, please. Start Dreams of Spring, George. George, please. You're getting older, man. I have faith, though. If he doesn't finish it, someone will. Someone will pick up the mantle. We may have to read it on archive of our own, but someone will pick up the mantle. I just need closure on Daenerys, bro. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of the way some parts of the Game of Thrones community talk about Daenerys. Like she has this like god complex, and she has like how much of her character development and her as a person was just torn down by season 8. But don't get me started, because I won't stop. She's the unburnt. Twice. She's the unburnt. She is different. She's the blood of the dragon. Okay? It's not just the god complex. Okay, I'm done. I can't. What the Sigma? Okay. Shall we resume? What are we talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. We shall.
But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late.
You tell him, Emilie.
I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria. They all deserve to survive.
Yeah, you can understand someone without agreeing with them.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
She cooked.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar.
Cheers back down.
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never.
Oh,
Besides,
sorry.
a little exercise
Click
never hurt anyone. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you. I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
The Night Watch. You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room. Exactly.
Oh.
After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler. And Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Sounds perfectly
course.
reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
Sorry, I know you're just using the emote, but it's making me laugh.
My men and I will be stationed nearby to monitor the situation. A warning will be issued if any unusual activity is detected.
I'll head into the mountains to keep an eye on everyone coming in and out of the area. Just leave the wilderness surveillance to the forest rangers.
Are those shoes safe for outdoor use? You can see her peeps. Sammy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, guys. Oh, is that emote dead? Ambush hug? It is dead. Pick up. Whoa, no, not me. Hope you had a great stream. The fart scared me. Wait. Bonus. Hope you had a great stream. How's Emily Quest? Really good. We just had like a 40-minute chat about sensitive stuff. Friendship and hurt.
Huh. Not a peep. Has Kirya given up on his revenge? Guess we'll have to keep at it.
Dun, 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 dun. When the night deepens.
Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
I'm so excited for whatever conversation they're gonna have with yeah, something, yeah.
Perhaps Kirya's true
Kirya?
motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Marechaussee Phantom years ago.
And you already killed Lucian. There's no reason to stop here.
There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty.
No, it's a great idea. Send an errand someone after them. Something here we can use to make tea?
You're right.
Devastating.
Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like looking at the flowers. Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Because they don't bloom during the day?
Flowers, glaze lilies, incense. Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
What? Strange floral fragrance Oh no. It must be something in the room already
Did
then.
you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was
Sylvain.
murdered in cold blood.
Murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now this.
Listen up,
more
everyone.
lines.
This is an
Wanna
active
imitate
crime
them.
scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy.
Cold blood.
What is going on?
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
I wonder if that's the same VA that did that one NPC. It's the son of Kronk's voice actor. Real. He uses kind of the same intonation. Keep it moving, guys. Yeah, Carolyn. It sounds the same. Close up.
I suppose I'm next.
We should have just stayed in the room.
You don't know that. Kiria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emily.
That's good, Cusco.
I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets. But Kiria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now his enemies are too. It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an
gosh.
answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kiria himself once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well. Emily, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them. Whether Kiria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial. I won't be around to look after them. I know it's a lot to ask. But could I entrust them to your care?
They're his children.
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
I really need it to stop being so hot because I'm having to water my plants twice a day to keep them from dying. Because I worry about them also. I'm always worrying about my plants.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
My strawberry.
I'm sorry, Master.
I feel like he's not gonna die. Whose POV are POV are we watching? Oh. Oh.
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes Emily's plan will go well.
Wait a minute.
Collei still looks quite worried. Let's go talk to her.
No way.
Emily still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
She's extremely meticulous.
Yeah, that's true.
New soft drink?
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on. After listening to Emily's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
It's pretty simple, actually.
The key crew was right in front of us the entire time.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time. I feel like you've been waiting to say that for a while.
Let's go. I'll show you where the culprit hid a goose.
A boost. A boost.
I only have a basic idea of what happened, to be honest. I haven't
Actually-
really worked out the details.
So, you're saying I'm the only one who's completely in the dark.
Galorp. They're not saying that it's
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes
what?
Emily still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any. Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. After listening to Emily's plan, I started getting the materials to be honest.
Huh?
I'm still...
The key clue was right in front of us the entire... Let's go. I'll show you where the culprit...
Point out where the Auguste is. Oh gosh. Like started the whole thing over again.
Wasn't this incense originally in Lucian's room? It must have been moved
So
here before
Sora,
nightfall
please, not
yesterday.
again! Not again! Is it in the flowers? Is that the... Guess? The lilies are swaying gently. Its petals close. The ring moistens. When the petals, they feel sticky to the touch. Oh, it's on the flowers. Oh.
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before.
Oh,
It's a
because it only
flower
blooms
from
at night.
Liyue, right?
I get it. Wouldn't the flower
Well,
die from
did
that?
you know it only blooms at night?
Emily, you're back.
How'd it go?
Exactly as expected.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the Neelitpala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Neelitpala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Auguste sample.
Oh, no, not again. Soak the areas around the petals, daubed it on the outside.
If poured into the flower pot, the liquid would seep into the soil. There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. It's... If you stick the petals together with...
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of Auguste in the center. That way, the Auguste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious.
Fairy, thank you for the raid. Fairy attack. Let the dark harvest begin. You've been visited by the Furby fairies. Feed us a pizza? I would if I could. Truly, I would. I just jump with the freak. Also, my kitten, or well, I guess she's not a kitten anymore. My cat sneezed, or like she like coughed or something behind me and it freaked me out. Furbies kind of creep me out, if I could be honest.
However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the Auguste trapped inside.
I see. We are deep in Emily quest right now.
And Kyria could execute his revenge
Peepa.
without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
By the next morning, the sample of Auguste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
Wait a second.
But
You're
how?
telling me this version of Auguste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because Auguste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a...
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right.
August.
They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now. You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
In Fontaine, I experienced how drinking primordial seawater made me more attuned with the element of hydro. But that substance would be hard to get around here.
I just had to see what that said.
All kinds of essential oils commonly found in alchemical products can temporarily increase elemental affinity. But it would be difficult to force someone to use them without knowing it. The incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back on it, I'm almost certain it was the scent of spirit borneal. In Sumeru, scholars use spirit
alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
All of them. And Kyria chose spirit borneal.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru.
Yes, we almost died.
I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
Yeah, always right on the money.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
The exhibition, the hotel, was all a meticulously designed trap.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel. He probably used the mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free. But in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Oh. Really? Yeah, Edgar. Well,
creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glazed lily, setting up the spirit borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel, it all points to one person. The expert in charge of the entire exhibition.
So we're saying Edgar is actually
the Mora spent to rent out the
Kyria?
hotel, the way the Auguste flower was cultivated, the method used to disguise his appearance. It all points to one person. The boy who inherited Yelena's legacy, her younger brother.
It's all connected. Trigger association.
Kyria and Edgar are one and the same.
Oh. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to associate.
But Kyria was only in his teens back then. He wouldn't even be 40
So
years old by now.
clever.
Edgar's lived here for so many years. Even if he changed
Could it
his
be a fake
appearance,
Edgar?
going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
Bad news, Sheriff. Mr. Edgar was attacked.
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
Not exactly.
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was
We're
so
close.
frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
it would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
Oh.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in. It's...
Suicide.
But why? Why would he do that? He's already accomplished his revenge.
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
Cutscene, cutscene, cutscene.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Boom! Shortcut.
Where in the world?
He's dark-sided. I'm a little bit confused.
This is
TBH.
terrifying.
This is terrifying.
A ghost! It's a ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm
like a
down
possession
and take
type
a
of thing?
deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me. How could something like that happen in broad daylight?
Thank you, NPC, for this nugget of information.
What's the hurry?
My gosh, everyone's tweaking. I'm coming! As fast as I can!
If we go any further, we'll be out of Port Ormos. There'll be hardly any witnesses.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago. It's this way. Please, follow me.
Bouncing time? Cutscene, 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 cutscene. Gimme. Oh.
The scent is getting stronger. This must be the place.
Oh.
Everyone hold hands.
Yeah, don't worry about this team, okay? I had the heat on there for reading minds purposes. Where's the other one?
Cool it.
You gotta go. Yay, a chest. Yippee.
How fortunate.
Spooky. And who do I have here? Shungling? Don't remember. She'll work.
I'll bring my seasonings.
You bring your seasonings. Not my streamer, not getting every last chest. I know I'm fake. So fake.
Oh! O's!
O's.
Are you alright? Were you attacked?
O's.
No, I'm all right. I was just chasing after that figure, and then all
Oh,
of a
no.
sudden, I didn't feel so hot.
Let me take a look.
Did they
Yeah,
get you?
definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe. This
Is this a
feeling,
trap?
I've encountered it before.
Oh no.
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment. A bit of rest would do you some good.
I just feel like Collei shouldn't be here, truthfully.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand.
O's, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Kiria are the same person.
But how is that possible? I thought you said Kiria was in his 30s. Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older, That doesn't seem possible.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself.
Oh my gosh.
Kyria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
Oh my gosh.
He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating him all of a sudden, we would have noticed.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru?
Hey, so where's the real Edgar then?
I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Kyria killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison.
Oh my gosh.
While
Much
Edgar
death.
was incarcerated, Kyria started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise.
Wow, that's actually so sad. It's so sad that Kyria just threw his life away for revenge.
The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed.
Wow.
Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Well, I mean, he could have solved this a long time ago, but whatever.
As the years went by, he removed his disguise
I guess she
little
couldn't
by
have. She
little
was in a
and
bubble.
continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find
No.
Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
No, I can keep going.
Wait, this environment is likely being influenced by the delusion.
Edgar
Any discomfort,
Remastered.
no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest.
Yes, please. Just get Collei out of there.
I'm sure Kyria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this.
Collei's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade capture. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Ooze, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, please be careful. For someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kyria. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
Yeah. Yeah. Trial Emilie.
Monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental
Perfect.
energy.
Oh wait, no. I need 5. 5. No, 5.
Neutralize.
This is so weird to hit 5.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Freeze.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Reconstitute!
Push. Push, push. It's cute. Looks like a kawaii onion. Collei's grown some. Yes, she has. Let's just walk right past that. Like a sprout mold, but pretty.
Look at all the goose flowers.
I have one of those. Looks like a goose. Oh.
There's so
Oh.
many of them.
Oh wow, they're
I
beautiful.
can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
I fear that statement is truer
Pretty.
than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kiria need this many goose flowers? He only needed a few bottles of a goose to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with a goose. Not long
Oh?
ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kiria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Agus flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
Peacher. Sorry. No pictures. La da 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 da. Wow, they are pretty, but they're not like real flowers. They only exist through elemental energy. I think through like delusion energy. So it cannot continue. Wow. That's mine. Thank you. That's mine. Thank you. Crazy this is a limited event. Limited time domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't take pictures. You got her? No, this is the trial. This is trial version. Saddies. I did not get her. This kind of looks like Kari Bear's house. Like his father's house, I guess. I guess a lot of the Sumeru houses look the same though. Evil Dish would have gotten her. Yeah, she would have. Maybe someday she'll come back, but not for a long while.
Neutralize. Let's get it on.
Burn! Burn! Come here.
Reconstitute.
Oh, so
Freeze. Freezer burn. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. Freezer burn. Totally looks like Sprout Mole. Okay, go. 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 Okay.
A plant that destroys seeds. Huh. Quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared.
Well, weird. I want to take you home with me, actually. What? Am I supposed to get it through without killing it? Is that the big idea? Ah! Careful. It's like a radiation lamp. Kill me.
What's the
I'm
hurry?
getting hungry. I'm gonna need a snack before rebirth. Rebirth.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
This is such a pretty domain, man. Oh, wow.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning.
Oh my gosh.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough. Huh?
Did he just suicide?
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena?
Alright, just need some pictures.
Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. And so were you. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Yelena!
She like saving him?
No! Don't leave me! Please! Yelena!
Yeah, she didn't want him to die.
Emily? I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her, Yelena. We were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No, the amount of Auguste I drank, it should have been enough.
I'm sorry to say that that was a fake.
A fake? But
oh.
How?
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind.
Dang.
To create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making,
the product in its most primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind.
Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed. Miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Dang, she
Took a peek
knew.
through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emily?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So Emily had to cope with the fact that
You switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
so she knew and had to deal with the fact that her master had been murdered. She had to deal with that all silently until right now. And had to oh my gosh, I guess she didn't know the whole time, but she knew, she figured it out and had to deal with, So Sylvain is not dead? No, I think he is. She just made a replacement for Kyria. I think her master was always Kyria. No, Edgar was, I think. Oh, no. No, yeah, you're right. I think. I'm trying to just figure out the timeline, because it would have been after he got out of prison. So, yeah, and that would have been Kyria, not Edgar. So that is her master. Oh. So she never even actually met the real Edgar. If they met in Sumeru. Oh, man. That also sucks. Kyria's Emily's master. Edgar died before Sumeru. Right, of course. Jeez.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Oh, so maybe Sylvain's not dead.
Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord. If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Somehow, we found a way.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We've found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together.
And he wouldn't know this because he wasn't actually a perfumer. He's just pretending to be one.
The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
Or at least he learned how to do it later in life. Not in the same way that Edgar did.
The past.
Kyria.
You've been working as a
Poser!
perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it, just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind.
And in the process, you forgot that it was a bottle of perfume, nothing more.
Your obsession with Auguste is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
Wow.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Or that you would activate the delusion.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then.
Wasn't able to save Lucien, but was able to save Sylvain at least.
That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff.
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your Spirit Borneal and Auguste combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
Offed myself?
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison cell then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
Probably, well, he's not going to live that much longer.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent for them. I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up. We can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emilie.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of Auguste is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combined their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Oh, I see.
Rainbow
This is so
roses,
interesting.
glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
You must rush over. Kyrie accepts his fate without saying a word. Oh my god. Wow. Folks, that is the path of revenge. The path of justice at all costs. Turmoil caused by a gust finally a goose finally. Okay. I'm not a speed reader, alright?
Did you know? Miss Emily's releasing a new perfume!
Yay!
Right! I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Oh, that's sweet.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
A goose.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected.
Dang, I want it. I want. They should sell the perfume, honestly. Although, honestly, it could never reach up. It could never reach the standard that people have made in their mind. Because in my mind, a goose has to be just like the most amazing smelling, astounding scent that could ever exist. So, nothing could match it. Actually, you know what though? I've been in the mood for a new perfume. I might make a trip to Ota.
I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify a goose.
I want something flowery. I usually gravitate toward like sweet vanillas notes, or like pistachio, or like coconut. My favorite though is Glossier U. Glossier U is my go-to. I have a solid right here. I have it in liquid and solid form. Looks like this. Oh, it smells so good. But it mostly works with your the idea is it's supposed to complement you, but I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not a perfumer. About this perfume, did you use the accord back in Sumeru?
I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're to your liking.
Gimme! They should really sell this.
Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Just leave it to Paimon! Oh, it smells great!
I'm not sure that's the kind of feedback she had in mind.
It's alright. All feedback is worth considering. Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for.
True.
There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Well, I do think you have to wear it and then decide if it smells good. It mixes with your skin, like your natural scent. Speaking of deeper meanings, curious final question. To some degree, it almost doesn't matter that much how it smells in the bottle. It matters like how it smells on you.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
Oh!
The language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before! Paimon remembers hearing something like, the Cecilia represents the true feelings of the prodigal son?
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of a goose. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase. Forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with a goose.
Or maybe that's what she hoped for her brother.
Do you think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response.
Oh my gosh.
Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture.
Girl, the stands are empty. There's nobody there.
Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life.
My gosh, how sad.
Kirya cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for. In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life, for giving me the chance to learn that a goose could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what a goose truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation.
Well, you should, because you're alive.
The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
Wow, beautifully said. Wow. Yelena! We got it! Switch. Switch? You can equip it? No way you can apply it. It's a freaking gadget. Let me see. Let me smell it. Purpley. That is beautiful. Wow, that was a great quest. I'm gonna be thinking about that one for a while. Partially because there's just so much to unpack. Like, man, so many, so multifaceted. The themes, symbolism, and like, forgiveness and like revenge versus, whoa, revenge and like individual purpose for life. I honestly have to let that unpack a bit in my brain. If you read Venti's drip marketing description, what Paimon said about Cecilia is in the description of Venti. The language of flowers, that's from, did we learn about that in that one, in Windbloom, the Windbloom Festival, right? We had to determine what, like, that one flower was. I can't believe they made this a gadget. That's so funny. Boom. Boing. Imagine fighting Abyss, just be like 1 second. Yeah, sorry. I'm not gonna, I could use something to make me better in combat, but you know. Smell good, play good. It's fire. Well, we had a lot of we had the good conversation about the quest midway through. So that's usually, in our community, that's usually a mark of a good quest. We also touched up on language of the flowers in Linny's side quest. Mentioned a lot of places Noelle says roses means something about secrets. I just learned that perfume can catch fire. Yeah, because it's oil based, right? Oil be flammable. Yeah. I really like what Emily said about like the meaning and symbolism of things naturally evolves over time by the people who are living. Like we have histories of what
Forget about me.
things mean and what words mean, and like we have all that as an archive, but ultimately like the living make those decisions, and culture and ideologies, all of that shifts with time. Yeah. I also the conversation she had with Collei he holds even more meaning now, knowing that Emilie knew that her master was
I didn't
not
know you were such a slacker.
was on a path to revenge and wasn't really who she thought he was. History burns into our views and others make their own history. Yeah. Her conversation with Kave? Did I say Kave? Collei? Collei. Kave, miss him. Apparently Emily's playstyle is hello, pretty Emily. Pretty enemies now burn and die in good smell. Real. This is the one, chat. Watch. Ah. Freak you. Mika. Oh, happy birthday, Mika. Oh, I'm actually curious about this. During the expedition, resources were limited, so the Grandmaster would choose one day of each month to hold a group birthday. It was called a birthday, but there were no presents or cake. Rather, it was more finding an excuse to have a meal together. Sometimes we even had to forage for food on the spot. But I really enjoyed those birthdays because I didn't have to be the center of attention. I could share the joy of growing up as part of a group with my comrades. However, the reconnaissance company seemed to have the complete opposite tradition. Captain Eula hopes we can all bravely showcase ourselves, which is a bit more difficult for me. Captain Honorary Knight, may I ask you to join my birthday party? I'd like to chat about the scenery I've recently documented and have you try new recipes of field rations. With you there, I might feel less nervous. Varka mentioned. Varka crabs! Yeah, I mean Captain Varka. Captain Varka. Yeah. How's their daily streams going? They're good. We're like a little less than halfway through. I think I definitely don't want to stream every day in like the long term because, you know, I actually got a notification from my phone today that says there's been a change in my daily steps because I spent so much of the day sitting in this chair. But at the same time, I think I have increased my stream stamina, so I will be able to stream more often and more consistently. And also, like, the part of me that always gets in my own head about like starting stream, like I always feel like I have to gear up for stream, that has definitely gone away this month because it's easy. The curse of desk job, no kidding. Yeah, I've turned streaming back into a desk job. Not quite, definitely not a 9 to 5. More like a, well, if you count like editing and other work, it's like a 2 to 11 with a dinner break. Yay! Very nice. I liked it. Longer than I expected it to be, but also we did talk for a while, so that kind of 9 to 5 streams incoming. That's very funny. That's very funny.
Ad Astra.
Although I will stream the
Thank you for complete
special program, the 5.0 special program, live, since it's more
Ad Astra.
since it is more PST friendly than usual. Are you a coconut bars hater? What the heck is a coconut bar? 7-hour streams daily? Okay, don't push it, alright? We're getting to like, we're at like 6, we're like 5.5 hours. Not bad. Noon PST? 5.0 despair. Yeah, it should be interesting. Should be interesting. Okay, chat. Thank you for watching Emily Quest. But we're not done, so sit back down. Or put your earbud back